So today is the 25th class on Taittareeya Upanishad. So all these recordings are available either as replays here or on Advaita Retold YouTube channel. I've pasted the text relevant to today's session, Taittareeya Upanishad, on the top of this, pinned on top of this room. I've also put, like Artemisia does, the 8 Upanishad volume, Gambhirananda's volume in the chat. I will, for the time being, close down the chat and hand raising and let Bindoji have an undisturbed an hour, after which I'll open up the session with chat and hand raising. Over to you, Bindoji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prakash. Namaste and welcome to all of you. As we are proceeding with the second chapter of Brahmananda Valli, the second chapter called Brahmananda Valli, and we are on to the sixth Anuvaka. Sixth Anuvaka, yes, it is called Pancham Anuvaka. Iti Shashta Anuvaka, right. We are on to the sixth subsection on the second chapter, which is starting with Asanneva Savabhavati. So, we will start today's class with, as usual, the chant, Shanti Mantra, etc. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutravashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibeda Vibhakine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. A Shanti Mantram. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Asanne Savabhavati Asat Brhameti Veda chet Asti Brhameti chet Veda Santamenam Tado Vituruti Tasyesha Sheva Sharira Atma Yah Purvasya Athatho Anuprasnaha Uta Vidan Amum Lokam Pretya Kaschana Gacchati Aho Vidwan Amum Lokam Pretya Kaschit Samasnuta So Kamayata Bahusyam Prajayeti Sa Tapo Atapatyata Sa Tapassatva Idam Sarvam Asrujata Yeditam Kincha Tat Trishtva Tadeva Anupravishad Tadanupravishya Satyatyatya Bhavat Niruktam cha aniruktam cha nilayanam cha anilayanam cha vijnanam cha avijnanam cha satyam cha anratam cha satyam abhavat yadidam kinja satyamitya chakshate tadapyesha sloko bhavati iti shashtamanuvak. That is the sixth one which we are now dealing with. Asanneva sabhavat asad bhavati. Asadneva asat eva is called asanneva. Asat samam eva yatha asan apurushartha sambandhi evam sa bhavati apurushartha sambandhi. So asanneva sabhavati, what does it imply? See, in the previous class, the 24th class, in the beginning, first half, where we discussed that it was described that Brahman or Atman is not possible for grasping or to be known as an object. Therefore, the natural question can come to anybody's mind: if it cannot be objectified or not, then it has to be non-existent. That means Asat. And if somebody thinks Brahman as Asat, then it becomes Apurushartha Sambandhi. So in the Purushartha, there are Artha, Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha. Moksha is Brahma Prapti or Brahmanubhuti. So the Purushartha is Moksha, which is by the knowledge of Brahman. So if Brahman cannot be known, then Brahman becomes Asat. Ko asau yaha asat avidyamanam brahma idi veda vijanati chet yadi. Who is such a person? Yaha means one who. Asat means avidyamanam brahma. That there is nothing called Brahman. Because it cannot be known. That means it is non-existent. Idi Veda, idi vijanati chet. One who knows like that or thinks it is like that. Such a person is the one who says asanneva sabhavati. It's a Purushartha Sambandhi. He will not work for the Purushartha, Moksha Prapti. Because it cannot be achieved. So what is the great effort in studying the Vedas and Upanishad and etc. if it cannot be known? Tad viparyayena yat sarva vikalpaspadam sarva pravritti bijam sarva vishesha pratyastam idam api asti tad brahma iti veda chet. So the counter question is being asked. Tad viparyayena, on the contrary or opposite to what you are saying that it cannot be known, you have to understand it in which way? Yat sarva vikalpaspadam. That one, yat means whichever it is, that sarva vikalpaspadam. All the vikalpas means all the concepts. Vikalpa means thoughts or imagination or ideation. Sarva vikalpaspadam. It is depending upon all the imagination possible. Sarva pravritti bijam. It is the seed for sarva pravritti. All the actions are kindled by it, or it is the seed for all activity. Sarva vishesha pratyastam idam api. This is the most important word. Sarva vishesha pratyastam. Means, vishesha means is the qualification. Pratyastam means when it is dissolved or disappeared. Sarva vishesha means anything which we can imagine. So, that one where it cannot be qualified by any adjective, but it is with which all activities are undertaken by one who thinks that he is alive. The activities of the Pancha Koshas, which we discussed in the earlier case, all the koshas are functioning, and the functions of all the koshas, the seed for them is the presence of the Atma or the Brahman percolating in all the koshas. And that gives us Sarva Vikalpaspadam. That is the notion which makes us think that I am this physical body, everything belonging to the physical body is mine, and I am also breathing, therefore I am also pranamaya. Since the emotions, feelings and thoughts are happening in my mind, that is happening, and therefore I am a human being with mind, therefore manasa, manushya. And I have the logical reasoning to differentiate between the right and the wrong, dharma, adharma, etc., all those things. So vijnanamaya. And I am also enjoying the happiness and sorrow of things, which is the nature of the Anandamaya Kosha. So all the vikalpas means ideation about ourselves as the different entities in the different koshas. Aspadam means the substratum for that ideations. The ideations are not right ideations, but it is because of the consciousness of the awareness of our different levels of operation in the body. We feel that we are the physical body or the vital air body or the mind mental body, Vijnanamaya or Anandamaya, like that. So these are all vikalpas. Vikalpa means ideations, as I told earlier. And what is the reason or the substratum based on which? Because of the awareness of these koshas as I am. So if I am associating myself at the mental level, I think I am the emotive person or the one who is reacting to the emotions, etc. If I am identifying myself as the intellectual person with the logic and answering, I identify myself to be an intelligent person. Like that, when we identify with these things, these are called the identification is called vikalpas. So, and the identification is happening because I am there. So, I am, who am I? We will come to that later. So, because I am there, I am able to associate. And that is why the aspadam, the word aspadam means dependency. All these five koshas are operating and I associate myself with these five koshas. I assume that I am the Anandamaya or the Vijnanamaya or the Manomaya, etc. And because I am associating myself, all the activities of these five koshas, Sarvamaya, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya koshas, where the pravritti happens. So Sarva Pravritti means all the five koshas activities are together is called Sarva Pravritti. And it is the bijam means it is the seed or it is the cause because of which the activities are happening in this five koshas. But what is its own nature? The Brahman or Atman's nature, where Sarva Vishesha, the Visheshas are available in the five koshas and the world outside. So when the Vishesha means the adjectives or the definitions or the qualifying nature of things, Sarva Vishaya means everything put together between, including me and the world. Everything is put together in that. When Pratyastam means when they all dissolve or when they do not separate or into which all these awareness merge into. Asti Tad Brahma Idi Veda. Know that as the Brahman. Tad Brahma Iti Veda. So the Upanishad is saying Asti Brahmeti chet. So why it is saying where, to whom, which one is being to be known as Brahma? What is Sarva Vikalpaspadam, Sarva Pravritti Bijam? Tathapi, even though they are the reason for, it is the reason for this thing, yet it is beyond all adjectives, or no way you can qualify it as an object and measure it. So therefore, kuda punar asanga tat nastitve. So the question which the Siddhanti or the Vedantin is asking is that, Kutaha punarashanga, how can you have a doubt? Ashanga means doubt. Punaha means again. How can you again have an ashanga or a doubt? Tad nastitve, tasya nastitve means the absence of it. That such a Brahman is not there. So Asat Brhameti chet Asat Brhameti is that first statement which is Asanneva Savabhavati. So how can you think that it is Asat or Nasti? Vyavaharaditatvam Brahmanaha iti Bruma. We are saying that, again, we are saying that Brahma is Vyavahara Atitatvam. Atitatvam means transcendental nature of transactions. That means it is beyond transactions. Brahman is beyond transaction, and therefore cannot be transacted as a object. Why? Vyavahara vishayehi vacharambana matre astitvam bhavita buddhi tad viparite vyavaharatitena astitvam api pradipadyate. Astitvam api pradipadyate. Vyavahara vishaye, in the case of the objects, vyavahara vishaya means the transactional objects. Vacharambana matre, because they have a dependency on the name and the form. Vacharambana matre means only on the names or the forms. Astitva bhavita buddhi. A object is supposed to be, we have a ideation of an existence. Astitva means existence. Bhavita buddhi means the intellect is now confirming the existence of an object. Vacharambana matre, because in the mind and in the intellect, andakarana, we have a name associated with anything. Tat viparite, in the absence of that, vyavaharadite, there is no transaction possible, one which is not having a name. Na astitvam api pradipadyate. Even though it is available, it is existing, but it cannot be transacted with, is what pradipadyate means, is what is being defined as. For example, yada gadadir vyavahara vishaya tayo upapanna san tat viparitaha asan iti prasiddham. In the ordinary parlance or in our ordinary life, gadadi vyavahara vishaya tayo taya vivaha vishaya taya upapanna. Whenever there is a transaction possible, like gadadi means like a pot, we can transact with the object. We call it gadasan, means the pot is there. Tad viparitaha asan. When the pot is not there, we say that the absence of the pot. The absence of a pot is a transactional statement which depends upon an object called the pot, which has an existence in that transaction. So, Sat and Asat, what we are normally doing in our ordinary parlance is all objects which can be transacted and that cannot be transacted as Sat and Asat. Now here we are talking about Brahman, which is Vyavahara Atitam, means beyond the transaction. Evam tat samanyadi ihamapi syad brahmano nastitvam pratyashanga. Therefore, there can be a doubt that there is this sat and asat is not possible in the case of Brahman. Therefore, such a thing is not existing. Now, for example, when we say there is something called a son of a barren woman, let us take it that as example. It is an vikalpa or an ideation which is giving us a feeling that a son is there for a barren woman. Now, for barren woman cannot give rise to a son is known fact, or what you call the horns of a hare is never possible because it has never seen that any hare or any rabbit with horns. So these are all impossibilities or never existing. So their astitvam is never there, but there is a dependency on the words vacharambana matram. So can Brahman be an opposite similar to the son of a barren woman, which is nastitvam? There is something called Brahman, and the astitvam, nastitvam of Brahman is something similar to that of what you call, when you say that it cannot be vyavaharam, it cannot be brought into the transaction, means like Brahman will become something similar to the horns of a hare or a barren woman's son. Are you intending to say that way? Tasmad uchyate. Therefore, what happens is that we have to understand ashanka, the doubt which we have on the existence of Brahman, or whether it is a void like shunyata, which has been the reason why some of the philosophers have thought that Brahman is not an existential thing, therefore it is non-existent because it is vyavahara atitam, and there is nothing called san and asan, sat and asat in the case of Brahman which we can say. That pratyashanga, that doubt is the reason why some of them, like the Buddhists, where they believe in the shunyata, think that it is Brahman is non-existent. To ward off that, it is said that Asti Brahma, there is something called Brahma. That is why Asti Brahmeti chet Veda, that the Upanishad is saying that. But the doubt has still not been clarified by the Upanishad. Kim punaha syad tad asti iti vijanataha. How can again we know that such a thing is existing? Okay, for argument's sake, let us say that we accept your statement that it is vyavahara atitam, it is beyond transaction. But it is sat only, there is nothing called asat of Brahman, which we cannot understand because sat also, the Brahman itself, we cannot understand what it is. Therefore, the absence of Brahman also we cannot understand. So it is neither sat or asat. We cannot say it is sat, we cannot say it is asat. So we do not know. So, kim punaha syad tad asti iti vijanataha. How do we know that such a thing which is beyond transaction is available? Tadaha. Then it is said, santam vidyamanam brahmaswarupena paramartha sadatma apannam evam vidam viduhu brahmavidaha. Brahmavidaha, one who knows Brahman. Enam means evam vidam. In this manner, they have known viduhu, Brahma. Brahmavidaha, viduhu, Brahma, santam enam. It means vidyamanam, evam vidam vidyamanam, Brahma swarupen. It is Brahma swarupena, as the swarupa or the nature of paramartha sadatma apannam. Paramartha means in reality, atmas apannam. One can realize apannam means can know that or realize that as one's own atma. And this has been told by the Brahmavit, one who have known. So knowing the atma or Brahman itself is unknown to us. The one who says that it is Swarupa or Brahma Swarupena, Atma Swarupa is being identical. I know Aham Brahmasmi when they say that. Even a Jnani becomes unknown to us. What is the Swarupa, what he is talking about? What is his nature of his knowledge of Atman or Brahman? This itself becomes unknown to us. So both the Brahman also is becoming unknown. The Jnani who knows Brahman, his knowledge is also unknown to us. Tataha tasmat astitva vedanat saha anyesham brahmavat vitneyoha bhavati ityartaha. Tataha means therefore tasmat astitva vedanat aham asmi, I am there, is a experience. Vedana means experience or knowledge or anubhava. Astitva vedanat. We are seeing astitvam of ourselves. Saha anyesham brahmavad. For others, anyesham krite, saha, this brahmajnani or brahmavidaha, brahmavad vitneyaha, bhavati ityartaha. He becomes embodiment of Brahman. Now, this is being discussed in detail later. So I'm not going to discuss this aspect right now here. But what the Upanishad wants us to know is that it has been experienced and known by Brahmajnanis or Jnanis who are Jivan Muktas and Brahmajnanis whom we call it as Jnanis, who tell us that Asti Brahma. Brahma is there. Aham Asmi is the Atma Asti. Atma Asmi. Aham Brahmasmi. All these statements of Astitvam or the existence of a thing called Brahman, Atman is being affirmed by those who have realized it. So are we to take it for granted or is the question which can normally come? Tasmat asti iti eva brahma pratipattavyam iti vakyartaha. I am living in between some statements which is what is Shankaracharya has written with reference to Varnashrama, which is not valid today or which is not applicable to us. But this is the one which is the nutshell of that aspect. Tasma, therefore, asti iti eva, that Brahman asti iti eva pratipattavyam iti vakyartaha. To be known or to be understood or to be realized is the statement of the Jnanis or those who have known Brahman in their pursuit of knowing Brahman. Therefore, we have now a positive thing by the Jnanis who have accepted and made a statement that Asti Brahma. Tasya purvasya vijnanamayasya. Tasya means this one who has known it. Vijnanamayasya. Purvasya Vijnanamayasya means through the Vijnanamaya kosha. Esha eva sharire Vijnanamaye bhava. Through the intellect or through the Vijnanamaya, when one abides the enquiry, Purvasya Vijnanamayasya eva sharire Vijnanamaye bhava shariraha atma. What is atma? That which is sharire means present in the intellectual sheath or Vijnanamaya. And that is which is known or realized as Atma. That it is not only in the Vijnanamaya, but it is known easily that because there is where it can shine because of the nature of Atma being Jnanam. Satya Jnanam Anandam Lakshanam is the Lakshana with which we have been told that. So Jnanasya Lakshanam can be known in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. That is the name itself is Vijnanamaya, Vishesha Jnana Maya Kosha. Ko asau. And what is that Ananda? Now is saying that Ya Esha Anandamayaha. That has everything what is there in the Anandamaya, which the Vijnanamaya can now access through the enquiries of the Vijnanamaya. The Anandamaya, when it is analyzed properly, then Tamprati Nasti Ashanga Nastitve. One will realize that Brahman is absent or void or shunyam can be removed by the enquiry using Vijnanamaya of the Anandamaya. Now, when we are doing these enquiries, what we are going to do? Apoda sarva visheshatvat tu brahmanaha nastitvam pratyashanka yukta sarva samanyat cha brahmanaha. Apoha means removal or abandoning. Sarva visheshatvad. That we understood that when we abandon all adjectives or qualifiers which we are utilizing in our Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya for pravritti, for our transaction, that all of them and the world outside is categorized into Vishesham. That all the Visheshas, all the qualifications or the definitions which we can utilize for anything, any object. Apota means when it is abandoned. Brahmanaha nastitvam pratyashanka yukta. There is a definite possibility that Brahman is doubted as a non-existent one. Nastitva. Because when we are removing all adjectives from everything, avyavaharyam, it cannot be transacted at all. And there is this satyam, jnanam and anandam, lakshanam when we were told sat means it should be there existing. Jnanam means we should be knowing the Brahman. That is also not possible. Because what is being vyavahara is in the jnana only. And anandam, it is there in every object. There is nothing which is outside Brahman is what it is, the definition which has been given. So therefore, when we are removing all the Visheshas, a natural tendency will be to the mind to go to a nihilistic, non-existential something called Atma or Brahman. But that is not the case, Brahmanaha. Why? Sarva Samanyacha. It is common and percolating through everything. So when we look at that way, Sarvam, Ananyatvam, when we commit, it is present in everything as the existence of everything. Not the way that when we say the pot is there, or the what you call any object is there, we know that all objects are after having something in it. The pot is having mud. Without the mud, the pot has no existence. So in way, the ornaments exist. The existence of the ornaments do not have an independent existence without the existence present in the gold itself. The existence is present in the gold. That is why the existence in the ornaments is also being felt. Same way, the existence of the lump of clay is the reason why the pot has existence now. Therefore, like that, if you consider anything in this world, everything has an existence, and you will be able to correlate that existence has come from the root cause or the karana for every creation. So, we are now going to that area where how do we Sarva Samanya can be known. Yasmad evam ataha tasmad ataha anantaram shrodu shishyasya anuprasnaha acharya uktim anu ete prasnaha. Even though these questions are not directly asked by the shishya to the acharya, the answers are showing that the acharya has read the mind of the shishya and he is reading the question which Shankaracharya has written down for us. With us, the Upanishad doesn't bring out that questions as separate questions. But the answers of the Upanishad is indicating that the Shishya would have asked such a question. Therefore, prasnaha is in the plural. Therefore, there are many questions and sub-questions which the student would have asked, which is being now answered by the Upanishad in the statements of the Upanishad. So what is that? Samanyam hi Brahma akashadi karanatvad vidushaha avidushahascha ataha avidusho api Brahma prapti rasankyate. So the one question which that can come when we say that Sarva Samanyam, for every object the existence, therefore there is Brahman, then the question on the mind of the student can come. If that is common, the Brahmajnani also is Brahman, the Ajnani is also Brahman. So, avidusho api Brahma prapti asangya. So, the Brahma prapti, which is one of the purusharthas which you are saying, the mumukshutvam, you have to know Brahman. Mumukshutvam is jitnyasa, to know Brahman. Brahmana jitnyasa, Brahma jitnyasa. That is the one which is a purushartha. You say that. But when you at the same time you say it is common for both Jnani and Ajnani, both of them are knowing Brahman. One is knowing it as avyavaharyam, the other is not knowing at all, in which sarva vishesha apohat. When it is being removed, that all the visheshas being removed, he is becoming a nastika. Whereas the Brahmajnani, who is now, even when the sarva vishesha removal and all the visheshas have been removed, he grasps the nature of Brahman as avyavaharyam, not as nasitvam. Utaha api avidwan amum lokam paramatmanam itaha pretya kaschana chana shabdaha apyarte avidyamanam avidwan api gacchati prapnoti kim. So the question is, uta amum avidwan amum logam pretya kaschana gacchati is the question or the answer type in the Upanishad itself. That has been now made into a question by Shankaracharya. So he is saying that avidwan api, this one who has no knowledge about Brahman, will he also imum logam pretya, after having left this world, paramatmanam, does he reach the Brahman knowledge? Okay, he will not know the Brahman while leaving. But since he is also Brahman, when the body is amum logam pretya, means after having left this world, kaschana gacchati, where does he go? Does he also reach Paramatma because he is Brahman only? So where else can he go? Kim va na gacchati? Or doesn't he go? Only the Brahmajnani will reach the Paramatman. Iti ditiyo api prashna drashtavya anuprashna iti bahuvachanat. To show these multiple nature of question in the Upanishad, that is the word anuprasna is said bahuvachane, that in the Upanishad it is said. So these two questions we will have to assume has been asked by the student. Avidvansa pratyanyo prasnaha yad vidwan samanyam karanam api brahma na gacchati ato vidusho api brahma gamana asankyate. So otherwise it can also be the other way around. Avidvamso pratyano prasna. Like the question which has been asked in the case of Avidwan, whether he is going to prapti, paramatma prapti or not. Yada avidyan samanyam karanam api. If the samanyam karanam, the cause for both vidwan and avidwan is the same. Brahmana gacchati ataha vidusho api brahma gamanam asankate. In that case, I can also ask that whether not only the avidwan doesn't go to brahma prapti or paramatma prapti, where is the guarantee that vidwan also is reaching the brahma prapti? Adastam pratiprashna aho vidwan iti. So pratiprashna, the counter question, atahastam, to him, the student, this question is as a pratiprashna, as a counter question by the Upanishad. These thoughts which is coming into the mind of the student, so uta avidwan amum logam pratya kaschana gacchati is a pratiprashna which is saying that. Aho vidwaniti ukaram cha vaksyamanam adasthat apakrishya tada takaram. So that is a grammar part. I am not going to touch that. So why does the ukara samasnute u is what it should be there, but here samasnuta u is what is given. So Shankaracharya is giving the grammar rules here. Vidwan vidamapi kaschit ita pretya amum lokam samusnude prapnoti uta aha. So in the Upanishad it is saying that vidwan brahmavid api kaschit itaha pretya, in this pretya, from having left this word, amum lokam samusnuda prapnoti, is reaching this loka or the Brahma or Paramatma prapti, is what is being mentioned here. Asat Brhameti chet, Asti Brahmeti chet, iti shravanat asti, nasti iti samsheha. Both are being mentioned in the Upanishad. Asat Brhameti Veda chet, Asti Brahmeti Veda chet Veda. both being mentioned in the Upanishad, iti Shravanad asti, nasti iti samsheha. That is why the doubt comes in the mind whether Brahman is Asat or Brahman is Sat. Brahmana samatve api avidushaha iva vidusho api gamanam ashankya kim vidwan samusnute na samusnute iti tritiya prashna. So, both these questions, the third question which we asked, which he said, whether the Vidwan also achieves Brahman or not achieves, this is the third question which can come in the mind of the student. Etesham prativachanartham uttara grandhav arabhyate. To answer all these things, that, what is that Asat, what is Sat, whether when it is Sat and Asat are to be known, where Brahma said Asat Brhameti Veda chet, Sat Brhameti Veda chet, Asti Brahmeti Veda chet. The Upanishad says both. So, and Samanyat cha is that both Vidwan and Avidwan, both Vidwan, Jnani and Atjnani are Brahman by default, by nature. Then Vidwan samasnute ya na samasnute, whether like the Atjnani, whether Vijnana also, the Jnani is also really knowing Brahman or not knowing Brahman, these can be the third question which can come up. So for answering all these things is the remaining part of this sixth Anuvaka or the Anuprashna what is being mentioned. So what does it say? Tatra astitvam eva tavad uchyate. Tatra means in the Upanishad, astitvam eva. It is that Brahman asti Brahma. Tavad uchyate. That alone is being mentioned. Yet uktam satyajnana anandam Brahma iti. So in the beginning of the first Anuvaka, it has been mentioned that satyajnanam anandam Brahma iti. Tatra cha katam satyatva ityetat vaktavyam iti idam uchyate. Tatra cha, in that statement, in the satyajnanam anandam Brahma, in that statement, katam, how satyatvam iti etat vaktavyam iti. Satyatvam means the nature of beingness or existence. Vaktavyam, in the place of satyam, the word existence is what is vaktavyam iti uchyate, is being mentioned. Satyoktatva eva satyatvam uchyate. Sat vakyatveva. Vakyeva. Sat vakyeva. The sat vakyam, which is saying that asat, sat, in that both you have the word sat. That means satyatvam uchyate. The word is talking about existence. And uktam hi sadeva satyamiti. What is that which is being referred there? Satyam, Sat, Asat. In these two statements, we have to understand that Satyam is the word we have to understand, the grasp it. Tasmat Sat Vakyatstyeva Satyam Uchyate. Therefore, the word Sat and Satyam should be identical by the Vakya, by the words which we have to take. Katam evam arthata avagamyate asya grandasya. So the student is now asking, how do you arrive at katam evam arthata? This meaning avagamyate. How do you understand this? Asya Grandasya, in this Upanishad, this is the meaning. How do you arrive at, on what basis you say that Sat and Asat, that is word, that word has to be replaced with Satyam, means existence as the word. Shabda Anugamad. It is the theory of the words. Anugamad means to following the word of the beginning of how the word has been formed. Anena eva hi arthanvidani uttaravakyani. Anena eva. Because of this only, indeed, he arthen anvidani. The correlation between the object or the existence and the subject or the object of that. There are other statements in the same Upanishad which is called Tat Satyamitya Chakshate. In this Anuvaka itself, it is saying that Tat Satyam iti achakshate. That is referred as Satyam is given in the Upanishad itself. It is not that I have concocted, Shankaracharya says that it is not that I have concocted a meaning for Sat as Satyam. Because the Upanishad itself is saying that Tad means that Sat and Sat Brahma, Sat nature of Brahma. Satyam iti achakshate is the way in which it has to be understood, as Satyam. And in the Taittareeya Upanishad, in the 7th one also it said, Yadesha Akasha Anando Nasyat. Yad Esha Akashe Anando Nasyat. In that word, the Anandamaya Kosha is not, Syad means will not be present. That Anandamaya Kosha will not be present in the Brahman. So therefore, there is Brahman which is beyond Anandamaya Kosha. At the same time, it has been referred to as Satyajnanam Anandam, and that Satyam is the Sat Brahma, Sat Brahmeti, Asti Brahmeti chet Veda. In that state, Sat Asti. Asti means Sat. Asti is also from the root Sat. So, Tat Satyamitya Chakshate, by saying the statement by the Upanishad, that is ascertained that Brahman is Asti Eva, Ityadini. Tatra Asadeva Brahma iti Ashankyate. Chet. Suppose Tatra, in that case, that Asadeva, Asat Brhameti Veda chet is also said, Asti Brahmeti chet Veda also. So why are you only taking Asti Brahmeti chet Veda as the Brahman? Why not you take it as Asat Brahmeti chet Veda? Brahma can be also Asat, Shunyata or void. How do you take? Kasmat, why not? Yad Asti, tad Visheshato Grihyate. Yada Gadadi. So the answer is given is by the Acharya is that Yad Asti, whatever is existing, tad Visheshato Grahyate. We all know that there is some qualifier for it. Visheshata means by some specific definition, we know it. Yada Gadadi, like the pot. The pot has a shape and a name. That is the Visheshata in it. Yen Nasti, tad na upalabhyete. What is not there, that cannot be available for perception or for conception. Yada Shasha Vishanadi, like the horse, the hen, the horn of a horse or the horn of a hare. Shasha means rabbit. Vishana means the horn. So Shasha Vishanadi means horns of a hare. You can say horns of a horse also. or a son of a barren woman. There are many such things, Akasha Pushpam. There are many such things which are Nastitvam, which is na upalabhyate. It is never cognizable or never perceivable. Whereas Vishesha, if it is there, that is an object of perception by some means. Yada Gadadi, like the pot, etc. Tada na upalabhyate Brahma. Tasmad Visheshata Agrahanat Nasti Iti. This Brahma cannot be brought in as an object of perception. Tata na upalabhyate Brahma. Like what? Shasha Vishanadi Vat na upalabhyate. Is it Brahma like that? No. Tasmat Visheshataha. Therefore, there is a Visheshanatvam or a qualifier for that, what is called Agrahanat Nasti Iti Na Asti Iti. It is not that by Agrahanam, due to non-availability, it is to be taken as Agrahanam, but there is a Visheshata, what is called Vyavaharatītam. That is a Visheshanatvam, not a qualifier, but at the same time, it is not a qualifying nature through which you can accept it. Tatra Akashadi Karanatvad Brahmanaha. There, how do we know that is the Visheshanatvam, Avyavaharyam, or there is Upalabdhi possible for Brahman? Because Akashadi Karanatvad Brahma. Brahma is the cause for Akasha. Yes, Tatmat Yatasmat Akasha Atmana Akasha Sambhudaha. So we heard that this Akasha is born out of Brahman or Atman. Therefore, Akashadi is a Karyam and the Karanam is Brahman. Na Nasti Brahma. Therefore, Brahman cannot be said it is not existing because we are seeing the result of Brahman as a Karanam, as a cause. The Akasha is the result or a product from Brahman, and therefore Brahman cannot be non-existent. Why? Kasmat Akashadi hi sarvakaryam brahmanaha jadam grihyate. Akashadi means Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi, all these things, sarvam karyam brahmanaha jatam grihyate. All of them are tasmat, etasmat, atmana, Akasha Sambhuta, Ahashad Vayu, Vayor Agnihi, Agnerāpaha, Advya Prithvi, Prithivya Aushadaya. Like that, Jatam, one produces the another, and therefore it cannot be understood that Brahman is not there. Why? Yasmat Jayate Kinchit Tad Asti Iti Drishtam Loke. In the world, a child is born, therefore the parents are there, Asti. Ornaments are created, therefore the gold is there. Pot is created, therefore the lump of mud is there. So in the loke, tad asti, idam drushtam loke. In the loke, in the world, we are able to see that for every effect, there is a cause. And there is a cause means the astitvam of the cause is mandatory for a product to be created. Yada gada anguradi karanam mrit bijadi. For example, how are the drishtam in the loke, in the world, how are we seeing it? Gada anguradi, gadam and anguram means the sprout as well as the pot. So these two are karyams, or the effect. The karanam for them are mrit and bijam. The seed is the cause for the sprout. Same way, the lump of mud is the cause for the pot. Tasmat akashadi karanatvad asti Brahma. Therefore, the existence or the reality or the presence of Brahma is not knowing Brahma directly as a cause for it, by the effect of Brahma which is being seen in the creation. Everything is created from Brahman. Therefore, the Sarva Karanatvam of Brahman, therefore the Karana Vastu Brahman Asti iti. Yasmat jayate tasmat asti iti Brahma. Na cha asato jadam kinchit drishyate loka karyam. In the world, can you show me something which has come out of shunyata or nothingness? If something has come out of nothingness, it is nothingness only. But nothingness cannot be upalabhyata, can never be an object of perception. Therefore, since akashadi, the whole world is a perception, we have to know that everything, sarvam khalu idam Brahma, everything this is Brahman only. When it is seen as separate from Brahman, then we call it as mithya. But when it is seen as come from Brahman only, sarvam khalu idam Brahma, therefore, Sat Brahma, everything, the world is also Sat. Because from Sat, only Sat can come out. And from Sat Brahma, Akasha has come, which is Sat Akasha, Sat Vayu, Sat Agni, Sat Apaha, Sat Prithvi, Sat Aushadaha, Sat Purushaha. Everything is Sat only. From Sat, only Sat can come. Therefore, everything in this world is Sat. So the world is Mithya, is only when you see it apart from Sat. When we transact with the world also, we are saying that the father is there, the son is there, the mother is there, the cat is there, the tree is there, everything is there, is there, is there, is there. What is that? Asti, 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 asti. Everything is there. But we are so confused about the names and form, vacharambana matre, dependent on the names for transaction. The astitvam, even though we accept it, we are not seeing the astitvam of the objects. Just as we transact everything in the world with the names and forms. But the root from the first Akasha, which is present in everything for the purpose of their existence, as well as present in Akasha, we don't even mention about Akasha as the body is made within Akasha or is sustained within Akasha. Nothing of that. Thus Akasha is Sat. Therefore, everything in the world is also Sat. That we are, even though transactionally we are using the word is or are or am, these words are used for the transactional purpose. We are not acknowledging the Brahma nature in everything as the modification of Brahman itself, in appearing in Brahman or in creation within Brahman, not separate from Brahman as Asti Brahma. Tasmat akashadi karanatvam asti Brahma. Na cha asato jnatam kinchedasti loke drishyam. Asatat chet na namarupadi karyam. From asat, there is nothing which has got namarupa as a karyam, as an effect. Niratmagatvad na upalabhyate. There is no atma in it. Niratmagatvam. There is no self in it. And since the self is absent in the shunyata, what has come as also from shunyata is non-self, non-existent, doesn't have self. Therefore, we are not able to perceive them or see them, or their existence itself is null and void. Upalabhyade tu. No way we can know that existence of anything which has come out from this. Tasmat asti Brahma. Therefore, we have to conclude that the only reason why the world is there, the world is being transacted, is because Brahman is present in every molecule, every atom of existence, as existence itself. But we do not know that Brahman as existence in the objects, but we name it and look at with the Visheshana or the qualifying nature of the objects, and we are ignorant or we are oblivion about their Atma or the Astitvam in it or their nature of existence in it. The transaction is based on existence. Yet, the transaction time also, the existence is assumed or oblivion to us. This is why asat chet karyam grahyamanam api asat anvitam eva syad na chaivam tasmad asti Brahma. Now he is concluding that the Brahman is asti because asat chet karyam, if the karyam is asat, because karanam is nasti, nastitvam, from nastitvam, asat is the only way in which it can come. Even though grahyamanam api, even though assume it is as we are knowing it asat, because we say that there is nothing there, it is shunyata. But when we say shunyata also, we are forgetting that shunyata has a substratum for where the shunyata is mentioned as shunyata is there or nothingness is experienced. So the isness of the experience in the nothingness is based because the substratum where we attribute nothingness is taken as the one which is the astitvam, and that astitvam of the substratum which has got an atma or astitvam, that is now being transferred onto the nastitvam. That is what it is known as grihyamanam api. Even though the absence is felt, the absence is depending upon the presence of the existence of existence itself. Tasmat asti Brahma. Therefore, in no way we can say that Brahma is not there. In all the ways, both the Nasti root or the Asti root, if we analyze it, we come to that Brahma Asti. So, Asti Brahmeti chet Veda is to be accepted, not Asat Brhameti chet Veda. Now, next is that Tatra Katam Asata Sajjayate is a different topic which the Upanishad is talking about, the creation. Asataha Sajjayate. From the non-existence came existence is a statement in the Upanishad which comes in the third chapter, second Anuvaka, second this thing, and Anuvaka as a second mantra, which is we will be doing the Bhriguvalli after completing the Brahmanandavalli. That time we will be discussing, but Acharya has taken up for discussion that aspect here right now. So we will see that in the Friday's class. How does that Asata Sajjayate, how does the Sat can come from Asat is being discussed in the Shrutyandaram. So that we will see it in the coming class on the Friday. I'll stop here. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you. Dhanyavada.
Yes, thank you, Binduji, for the very immersive session. I've opened up hand raising and the chat window is open, and Binduji will be here for another half an hour or so, or maybe 20 minutes or so to answer questions. Namaste, Venkatji.
Hari Om, Binduji, Hari Om Prakashji.
Hari Om.
Binduji, this is pretty detailed today and very complex in the way we need to now contemplate. I'm trying to catch my own line of thought in this, overall class. That the bhashya around the one you sort of sarva vishesha pratyastha mitamapi. Sarva vikalpaspadam, sarva pravritti bijam. In this one, if you leave the contemplation to buddhi, the buddhi will, buddhijanya is nastikatva. Nastitva will be a buddhijanya because of the boundary in which it operates will conclude, nastitva. Then how do we get to the right contemplation? Then, you cannot deny the astitva vedanat, that aliveness, the feeling of existence. You can put as aparoksha. That aparoksha is available undeniably. This is one way. Other way is to now go to Brahmavid. The one who know Brahma need to surrender there. This is the only possibility. If, because you can't leave it to the Vijnanamaya Kosha that will contemplate and arrive at, astitva and astitva. Only, anyway, Brahman is not available as an object. So it simply concludes, okay, no object, no Brahman. That's what is going on. Then this two-way bifurcation, that astitva vedanat, I'm substituting with aparoksha. Or now surrender to the Brahmavid. This is the one bifurcation. Is this line of thought correct, Binduji, before we go to the next step?
Yeah, you are right.
Now, coming to the next step, this tasya purvasya vijnanamayasya, the moment one knocks off the vishesha, sarva vishesha pratyastha mitamapi. If the vishesha, that modification is knocked up, the pravritti, the whatever vasanas, vritti vasanas, if you knock that off, what remains is, Satchidananda Brahma. It's a sarva, there is no vishesha here. It's a sarva samanya anubhava. I exist, I'm conscious. Is a sarva anubhava. That sarva anubhava undeniably available in all layers. It permeates from center forward. You call it andamaya to vijnanamaya to everything. This is not a vishesha. It is available, undeniably available. Just that knocking off that modifications. So it's a samanya gnana. Brahma is a samanya gnana. Why so much of circus so far? To arrive at this, that is, that's a beauty of this whole thing. with all the complications now, knocking off this modifications and imagination, etc. Brahma is the Samanya Anubhava. This is Satchidananda Atma. Why such a complicated complexity required is to knock this whole, imagination around Brahman.
Absolutely. In the sense that the tendency for mind or intellect is based on the Vyavahara. And when we say that Brahman is Avyavaharyam, what are we now concluding? As you rightly said, the immediate thought will be it is a non-existent thing. Because it cannot be transacted with means what is the purpose of such a thing which I cannot transact, not even know with any Vishesha or any of the sort of that. There is no way by knowing through the intellect of through the Vijnanamaya Kosha or Anandamaya Kosha or any of the Koshas. So the tendency to arrive at the ignorance or the avidya based knowledge that whatever is existing should be perceivable. That aspect of the mind or the intellect has got a hidden ignorance in it. While the statement is right, whatever is existing should be perceivable. But what is the intellect missing out is that what is the existence you are talking about? The intellectual level, the existence which we are talking about is Vishesha based on the Nama Rupa. Without Nama Rupa, without the Vishesha, Sarva Vishesha Apohatvad. When all the Vishesha has been removed, does the Vastu vanish? Or can anybody show an ornament from which a gold has been removed? Not possible. That is why in the transaction also that is possible to transact because it has got an astitvam in it. That astitvam is not of the name and form. The astitvam is the atma of every object. And one who knows that, one who has realized that, and one who sees that, that Asti Brahmeti chet Veda. That is the person who knows that Asti Brahma or Brahma Asti in Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. That statement made is based on this one. But if you do not accept that aspect of Asti Brahma, but Namarupa Asti, and yet Namarupam, which is not available for Namarupa or the name and form, there is nothing called, it is Nastitvam. Then what happens is that the trap is that we will be in a state where we cannot know Brahman. Therefore, we call that state where the names and forms do not exist, but the object exists without the name and form. That is why it is called Mithya. Why it is called Mithya? We'll feel it is not there, therefore it is Mithya. But at the same time, it is there, but we cannot say the name and form. So we are confused between the existence of the object and non-availability of name and form. Therefore, we call it as Mithya. But what the Mithya, the word in the Advaita doesn't mean that it is a non-existent thing. The existence without the name and form is Brahman, and therefore Mithya and Brahman is identical. But only thing is that when we say Mithya, we are negating only the name and form, not the Brahman aspect in every object of it. Therefore, Mithya is, that is why Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. In the Jagan Mithya, Jagat Satyam when you say as Brahman, then the Mithya becomes Satyam. Therefore, the Mithya word has to be understood as the existence of Satyam without the name and form as the dependencies. Whereas Astitvam as a dependency, if you take the object, the name and form is only for a transactional purpose, but not of any importance for the object itself to be there. Like the name of the ornament, the shape of the ornament, or is name and shape of the ornament is for transaction purpose. But without the gold, that name and form cannot exist. Therefore, but gold, when the name and form alone, name is given, the form is given, but it is in a lump of gold, you say there is a ring and a necklace, nobody can transact with it. Nobody will know it is there inside. Like a lump of clay, the pot is in there in cognizable way. But pot is there, nobody will accept it because transaction can happen only when there is a name and form. So therefore, Mithya, Satyam, Brahman, and name and form, all that importance of these words have to be, absolutely clear when Advaita says that Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya is from what level, or Brahma Satyam Jagat Satyam becomes when it is there, and Satyam Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma or Satyajnanam Anandam Brahma, these statements becomes valid only from the point of Sat, not in the from the form of name and form.
Yeah, got it, Benduji. This Asti Brahmeti chet Veda is the most important pronunciation here. This it is also Brahma Pucha Pratishta. It is that what among right from Prithvi, from Annamaya to Brahman for Andamaya, Brahma Pucha Pratishta. This is really talking about Asti in all places.
Right.
It is holding on to this. This is it.
Yes.
Chet Veda. What does Veda mean?
Veda means know. Please know. As a ordering, or Upanishad is telling, please know that Brahman as Asti.
Okay, just know this. It's just
Chet means, the word chet means it is not a doubt if Brahman is there. No. Here in this word chet means api. The word chet has got different meanings. Here we have to take it as api. Know this as Brahman also. That means if I am saying, know Venkat as Brahman also. Venkat is there, definitely name and form. But know Venkat as Brahman also is Asti Brahmeti chet Veda.
God, Vinodji. I think this is very profound. The Sat aspect was unclear all the time for me. This now makes it very, very clear. Thank you for
you asked me about it. When is this Sat aspect has not been clarified till now. So now you got it.
Yes, Vinodji. Thank you, Vinodji.
Welcome, Venkat. Namaste, Ganesh.
Namaste, Vindoji. Of course, as Venkat said, today's class was complex, but now after discussion, I could also get the glimpses of it. So my notion is that the entire discussion directs at the point that that we have to realize that it is not Nasti, it is Asti. Isn't it, Bindoji?
Yes.
So the whole discussion is directed at it.
Right. How? Tasmat Asti Brahma is the final statement.
Yes. So that last one that you clarified, that chet means also api.
Yes.
So that is also
Yeah, that is very important. It is not if Brahman is Sat. No, not that way.
Yeah, yeah.
It is not a
So,
if, but it is means also.
so
No
all the, yeah.
Brahman also as Sat.
So know everything as Brahman too, or know
Yes,
everything too as Brahman, and there is all the mithya will fall into the category of the names and forms.
right,
Otherwise, the world is okay. It is the Kevala Jnana of Brahman.
right. Because when
Okay.
we are transacting also, we are saying that Venkat is there, Srinivas is there, the book is there, the tree is there. Everything when we say is there,
Yeah.
our concentration is on to the name of Venkat, Srinivas, book or tree like that. But
Yeah.
one who sees that it is the existence which is now has taken a shape of Venkat, has taken a shape of being Srini, or taken a shape of Ganesh, or taken a shape of tree or a book or anything like that. Such a person sees Brahman in everything, and he doesn't see anything other than Brahman. The names and forms are there for transaction, but even when transacting, he's seeing it as Brahman, as existence. That seeing the existence is the most important aspect. How do we acknowledge existence? That will come in the following classes. It can be seen only I am is the only anubhava where I can identify and verify the existence of myself. If when I understand the existence of myself, I will understand the existence of every damn thing in the world.
So that is Sarvatma Bhava,
Yes,
ultimately.
ultimately. So that is tatra na anyap pasyati anyad vijanadi. All those things will become fruitful and valid only under that time.
So it is almost knowing the existence of the existence, or realizing the existence of the existence.
Realizing, yeah, better word is realizing the existence.
Okay. Thank you, Bindoji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ganesh. Namaste, Srini.
Namaste, Binduji. So, one quick question I have, though I think it might be covered in next session. Uh,
Your voice is breaking.
oh,
You are not in the Wi-Fi?
hello?
Yes, it's clear.
Hello. Tell
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Sorry, there was a network switch. Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, I was just saying, so basically because the Karya is the Sat, from now the Karana is Sat, is kind of a uh, uh, logic or explanation we got, right? The last part.
Right. Yes.
That doesn't necessarily imply the reverse, right? No, because the Karana is Sat.
It is coming.
Yeah. That's what I got it out. That might be next class. So I was very should. Okay, I'll wait for Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then one more question I had, Vindaji. Maybe I missed it, but in the middle of the class somewhere there was a question about Brahma. A guy, although he's Vastusiddha Brahma, but what happens if the Brahmajnana is known or not, and what happens after that? There was that kind of a question, but somehow I don't know. Did I miss the answer you read, or was that answered at all? Is what I'm thinking. Maybe I.
No, he brought the answer to Astitvam from that.
Oh, he
It
didn't
is
directly answer that question about what
no,
happens
no,
after death.
no,
Okay.
no, no, no. He
Okay.
brought it that Brahma Vitta also asti, avidyanu abhi asti. So Atmatvena, when you go to the Atmatvena, so that is where he shifted it to Atma Bhava. So
Okay. So it's not directly, but it is still going on. Okay,
yes,
fine. I'll wait, Binduji. Okay. Thanks. Beautiful, actually, mind-bending session, Binduji. Thank you. You did like great. I think beautiful explanation. Thank you.
thank you, Srini.
Yes, thank you, Srini. Venkatji, Ganeshji, thank you. So, Binduji, shall we
Yes,
wind up the session?
yes.
10:30?
Friday we'll
Yeah.
meet.
Okay. I'll just make a announcement again. All these sessions are available as replays, so 25. And then the previous, Upanishads are also available on YouTube, Advaita Retold. Yeah. So I'd like to thank again Bindoji for such a deep, immersive session, and for everyone who have come up to ask questions, and for the members in the audience, for this consistent satsang. So heartfelt thanks to Bindoji again. So next class is on Friday, same time, and there's a Q&A on Sunday, same time. And Bindoji is always available to answer questions. As you can see, that the enthusiasm is very contagious. So over to you, Bindoji.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank you, Venkat, Srini, Ganesh, and all those who are listening to the lecture. We'll continue our class on Friday because there is a big explanation which is waiting us for Tattrishtva Tadeva Anupravashyat, etc., which we'll have to be completing. This is a long commentary by Shankaracharya, but this is after the first Anuvaka, this is the next Anuvaka or the, subsection where Shankaracharya has spent so much of time in explanation. And there is one more which in the last one, where hito vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha will come. So Brahmananda Valli will be taking time for the Taittareeya Upanishad, but after that it will be faster. It will not much, but it's more of revision type of a thing. Okay, so we will meet again on Friday, continue with the rest of the commentaries. It will be there for at least another 3-4 more classes. Hari Om. Namaste. Good night.
Hariom.
Good night.
Thank you, Bindoji.